Hello team, I am so excited for this session. So far, you've got really clear on your why you said yes to this, what's your vision. You've also done your DMO. You've looked at your ideal week and seen how can I do this business? How can I wrap it around everything else that's important to me in my life? And then thirdly, you've done your avatar training. You know who's coming with you on your rocket ship to where you're heading. So today it's time to put the pedal to the metal. It's time to start taking some action. So I'm just going to share my screen and we are going to get started in our milestone 1 training. So milestone 1, what does it mean? Your job description, or your outcome, I should say, is to attract 20 Raving fan customers and 4 team members. And you're aiming to do that in the next 60 days. So you're going to see how we start to work this in. But before we do that, I want you to understand how simple this business is. You can see there, the first thing is about sharing your story. You're going to do a training on how to do that coming up. You share your story with as many people as possible, and then you invite them to take a closer look at what you're doing. You end up in front of an event or a link so they can see the opportunity. You follow up with them and you're going to learn how to ask 3 very powerful questions. And then you start the person strong. That's it. That's the whole business. And then we come back to the start. And this is the smart way of doing business. That's what today's training is going to be about. So your job description is this. Number 1, speak to as many people as possible. And we're going to go back and cover these, how to do these in just a moment. Number 2, put as many people in front of as an event as possible by sending links, having them attend a live event, or sending Zooms. And then the third one is put as many people in front of your business coach or mentor for follow-ups. So if you're going through this process and you're getting confused or overwhelmed or anything, I really want you to go, put the blinkers on, come back to these 3 things. Speak to as many people as possible, put as many people in front of the event as possible, and put people in front of your mentor, period. So let's break this down. Well, who do I speak to? The reason we did your avatar training is because that's who you want to direct the conversations at. You get to choose who you want to work with in this business. You get to choose who you want to help. So you don't want to go into this with or I'll just take anyone mentality. You want to start with the end in mind. Imagine, 5, 10, 20 years from now, traveling the world with people who you love and care about. You've got this great little posse of people who you're looking after from a health perspective. That's really what this is about. How many people do I speak to? So I want to give you a helicopter view of this so that when you come back and you're in the trenches, so to speak, you've got a good lay of the land from where you are currently to where you ultimately want to go. So let's break this down. To reach that title of NMD 24 Club, which means you're on about that 8 to 10 grand residual, okay, per month. You're going to need about 5 to 6 great people. 1 in 5 people, though, who join your business is actually going to do anything, all right? So that means you're going to need about 25 to 30 people who join your business frontline. About 1 in 10 people who see this opportunity are going to say yes. And I want you to really, let's put a little time out here. Because when you start this and you go, okay, I think I'm going to do this. Because I already know my sister, she'll be good at this. My mum, she's good. My best friend, that lady at work, and my neighbor. It's like you've got this scratchy ticket and you go, you speak to your sister, scratch, oh, I didn't win. And then you speak to your mum, mum will join for sure. Oh, mum said no as well. And then you get through your 5 and it's like the scratchy's gone. You go, I'm no good at this. So I want you to understand this from the get-go, that when you're doing this at the start, people don't wake up and go, I think I want to start a company, a franchise where I can be independent and I want to sell fruit and vegetables in a capsule. People aren't waking up and doing that. And so it takes time to have the conversations to find the people who are looking. So about 1 in 10 who are looking will say yes to this. So now we're up to about 250 to 300 people in conversation. Now, to even have people take a look at this, you're going to have to speak to a whole bunch. So I'm thinking 1,000 conversations is going to be pretty spot on at a minimum. So what I don't want you doing is sitting and going, oh my gosh, how do I make 1,000 conversation? That seems huge. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. So if we just flick to the next slide, you will see that daily action step number 1, and you're going to do this every single day because it only takes literally 1 or 2 minutes. And the action is how to grow 1,000 friends on Facebook in the next 90 days. So you're going to send 15 friend requests with a message every day. I'm going to go into the practicalities of this in just a moment. But if you've got 15 friend requests going out every day, those people also receiving a message from you, that's about 1,350 people. If you do it to the right groups, to the right avatars, to the people who are like you, 1,000 of those will accept. So here we go. We've got 1,000 people in front of us. We've already ticked that box. Of that, you're going to escalate the conversation, and about 500 of those, you're going to end up in a conversation, and 250 to the point where they're curious. They go, well, what do you do? How do you do that? You've asked great questions. Of that 250, you can get about 90 links sent out. And this is the key, guys. This is the rate limiting factor. A link a day makes your shitty job go away. And so I challenge you to not go to bed each day till you've got a link sent out. That way you've put a person in front of the event every single day. If you can do that for 90 days straight, you're going to have about 40, 50 plus who actually you end up back on a call with in front of your business coach, your mentor. And you're going to leverage off their certainty, and they're going to be asking the follow-up questions. And I know that you're going to have at least 4, 5, 6, 7 team out of this one action step alone. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty exciting. We're going to go through how to do that in just a second. But the second daily action step that you have is engage, entertain, educate, and excite by doing 60 posts in 60 days. The third one that you're going to have, daily action, is what we call a HPA 5-minute intensive. Big word, I know. It just means doing a high-paying activity for 5 minutes. What are the high-paying activities? The ones I brought up on that little diagram. Speaking to people, reaching out, sending links, following up, and then putting people back into the program to get them started. And so we're going to show you how to condense time in 5 minutes, be able to do that really, really effectively. So I'm going to stop sharing that and we're going to go granular. I'm going to show you guys how we actually do this. So if I can just find this. Boom, 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 boom. All righty, here we go. So in here, we have our Dream Team, which you should be a member of well and truly by now. And you can see here, there's, if you click in photos, and then you click in albums. Now you might be in one of our partner programs, Babes in Business. You might be in any other number of programs, but you're going to find in the album section a folder that says 20 customers in 60 days, or it might be 60 actions in 60 days. When you click on there, you're going to see 60 posts. I want you to go ahead and read this, how to attract 20 customers in 6 days in your own time. But when we come down here, you've got literally day 1, 2, 3, all the way to day 60. And if you click on day 1, you can see here, it says day 1, launch post. And it says, if you click over here, see more, each of these areas is going to be set out into 3 sections. The top one is literally the post to do today. The second one, it takes you to an album with other post ideas for that particular theme. And then the third one here is your daily action. So for example, day one here, it says, do your business launch post. See examples below in the comments. Create a picture with you and your mentor. Use images of tribal wellness or health style mums being awesome. And then for the message, you're going to make it what you're excited about. Remember from your why training that you did, you're going to do your business launch post. Down the bottom here, it says daily action number 1, belief. So through these sequence of 60 days, you're going to do a combination of things. 1 is build belief. 2 is do these high paying activities. The other one is build vision. The other one is take care of your customers. And you'll see that cycle. But you literally click on there and do what it says for the day. The actions all told will take you less than 10 minutes, usually closer to 5. And then you can tick that off for the day. Day 2, we click on here and it says product post. Here you've got some examples of what to post. Again, if I click in this section right here, see more, you've got an example of the post. In the second section, you've got an album to go to find other examples. And then the third one is a little tutorial. And it says responding to your launch post, which you did yesterday. And you'll see in here, you've got a whole sequence of messages that we found incredibly effective on how to do that. And so go ahead and save those to your notes section that you've started to categorize. I know Kate did a great training the other day around the orientation and saving your key resources. So I'm not going to sit here and go through every single 60 of the slides, but you get the idea. So every day you're going to click in here, do the post that's there, put your own words to it. You're going to then go to the high paying activity, which is that step for the day. It might be watching a tutorial. It might be someone's going to pop up and show you what to do on Facebook. You're going to have all of your resources there on how to respond. This is amazing, guys. One thing I want to point out, regardless of where you start during this process, if you go right down to the bottom of the folder, you've got an end of month post. So if you're coming to the end of month, there's some great ways in there to get last minute orders. I'm just going to stop sharing that. Let's go back to our slideshow. So we can see here that, again, if we come back, we're talking to lots of people. You can see how to do that now. You can get into dozens and dozens of conversations every single day. I mentioned I was going to say, well, how do we find these people? Because I don't want that shotgun pray and spray approach. What you want to do is find the groups that you are aligned with, where your avatar would hang out. So go back to your avatar training and make sure that you're collating, you're starting to join lots of different groups, follow people who your avatar like. I know Shani's doing a great training on this coming up. But then you're inviting them by sending links, getting them to Zooms. Then you're going to follow up. And I want to cover this just quite briefly. But if you think about when you join this business, your belief in the product, in yourself, in the industry, in the company, is likely not as strong as your mentor or your business coaches. So you want to largely leverage off their belief, their certainty. And so when you've put people in front of the event links and you go to follow up, you're going to have your mentor on there in a 3-way call. They're going to be asking the questions. And they'll be saying, hey, how do you know Josh? Well, we play basketball together. Yeah, that's great. And what got you curious to take a closer look at what we're doing? The next question is, so from the event you watched, what did you like best? And they're going to answer. The next question is, how do you see this working for you? Around your kids, around basketball, all of that, how do you see this working for you? And the last one is there anything else you'd need to know in order to make an excited decision to get started? Or are you just ready to rock? And what you're doing at home is you've got a notebook, and on one side, you're writing everything that your mentor is asking, because you're learning how to do this. On the other side of the page, you're writing everything that your potential customer or teamie is saying, the exact words. You've got to create a file for each person who joins you. So what this does is it has a leapfrog effect, because after you've done, maybe 3, 4, 5, 6 with your mentor, they're going to say, guess what? Congratulations. And it's your graduation. You've got this. You can do this for yourself now. But more importantly, you're going to start doing that for your team so that you can do the process for them. I hope this makes a whole bunch of sense. Again, guys, this is a really simple business to do. We've laid the resources out there for you. It's time to just go take massive action. You've got a call coming up with your mentor, your business strategic coaching session. They're going to want to make sure that you've done all the trainings to now. They're excited to make sure that you know your why, your goals, your avatar, you've got your DMO going, so that that session can be super effective and they can answer any of the questions you've had come up till now. Can't wait to see you at an upcoming conference or a seminar or on training. Go make magic.